I've had a bit of a checkered history with MidnightBSD. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes I think it's great, sometimes I think it needs more work. Since the last review didn't go too well, I thought I'd check out the latest release and see if that actually has improved somewhat. So here is a MidnightBSD 3.20 review. As with everything, you have to start at the beginning. So here we are on the MidnightBSD homepage. It's a fairly simple layout, which is a good thing. I like that. Most things are signposted, like get MidnightBSD. There's some security notices, some news about the latest developments, although some of it is a little bit out of date. Just a general description of what MidnightBSD is all about. So if we click on Get MidnightBSD, it'll take us to the download page, of course. You can also reach it at the top there, which, I don't know, it doesn't take you to exactly the same place. But, yeah, we stick to the Get MidnightBSD. And so you really don't have a massive number of options when it comes to downloading. You can download past versions or the latest version from these select sites. You can UK or the main allbsd.org is recommended. So we're going to choose the AMD 64. You can do 386 if you want to do that one. But the AMD 64 version, 64-bit version, memstick image from the UK mirror. Let's fast forward this. And you know, the speed we achieved, I ain't got the fastest internet, but the speed we achieved is more or less full throttle for this my present internet connection, which is quite refreshing. There are some websites that don't download as quick, and in no time it's downloaded. And we go to the directory where the image has been put, and we can write to a USB stick. You can use the method that you want to choose if you want to use a GUI version, but we're going to use DD. Just make sure that you put the right destination for your drive. You don't want to write over your existing hard drive or anything like that, which some people have done. Doesn't take too long, and I will fast forward this bit. Right, so once that's done, we need to just simply take out the USB stick and put it in the test machine or wherever you want to put it. Right then, here we are booting up in my test machine, which I got to have back. I mean, it's all very well using virtual machines, but I prefer the real, use it on metal. So we're booting up the MidnightBSD 3.20 memory stick. And the menu looks very familiar if you're used to FreeBSD or any of the other BSDs. I'm just going to let this count down, and it will boot up in its own time. The speed at which it boots up really depends on the machine that you're using, the speed of your memory stick, and the speed of your USB port. So if you're on USB 3 and above, it's going to go quite quick. In this case, I'm using a USB 3 memory stick on a USB 2 port, so it goes as fast as it can. Right, so here we are on the install screen. It looks very much like FreeBSD, so it should be all very familiar without having to explain. So we're just going to choose install. By the way, I have to excuse if I sound rather nasally. It's typical. At the time of recording, I'm coming down with a cold, so if you can't understand me, I'll put subtitles on if someone requests it next time. So choose the key map of your country which you're in, or the language that you speak. For me, it's United Kingdom. If I can find it, there it's at the top there. Nope, there. No, that's it. And we don't need to test it. A host name, test, as always. And you can choose components you want to install. So I'm just going to get rid of the debugging stuff. I'm going to leave it on the defaults there. I don't need anything else. Choose the partition and the file system. Auto ZFS or Auto UFS. It makes no difference really. Or you could, if you want, go for a manual if you want to do it by hand, which I haven't done for a long time. I mean, should start doing that again. So, but I don't want to do it manual. I want to do it auto. How can I get out of this? Go back. So, back. No. Revert and exit. Restart. Oh, God. I have to restart the install thing. Okay, it's not too bad. It's a shame you can't just back out of it and go back into where you were on the menu without having to go back to the beginning again. And yeah, I'm going to choose Auto ZFS. So we've got one disk. We just need to do stripe and select the top one there. Just leave the rest of the things as default. Should be fine. And we'll proceed. Yes. Right, so once that's done, yeah. Now it asks for a root password, or for admin. Just type in your. Don't forget this. If you do, you're not going to get back into root again. And please select a network. It's detected Ethernet quite nicely, so we'll do that, and we'll configure IPv4 and DHCP. I don't want IPv6. No, and the resolve looks fine. The DNS. And choose no for put my own time zone, so it's Europe. Again, you choose whatever suits yourself best. So it's your United Kingdom for me, and yeah, it's fine. The date is okay. Time is slightly off, so I'm just going to change it back an hour. And services I like to start at boot. I'm going to leave them at default. Get rid of dump dev. You could leave that on if you want, it's up to you. Choose system security hardening options. I'm going to just select dtrace, console, sendmail, and a couple more. I'm going to leave the rest. Would you like to add users? Of course. Username. Well, this could be anything you want. I'm going to put lowercase RoboNuggie. Full name RoboNuggie with a capital R and a capital N. The rest of these you could leave at default. And login group. Well, you're going to need wheel, so you can get into root. Operator. And I always like to put video as well. Login class. Leave it at default. I'm going to select SH for this. And default for the rest. And your user password. You could be this. I mean, it depends on what you want. You could be using the same as your root one, or you could do independent. But as long as you don't forget. Lock out the creation. No, you don't need to lock it out. And we're all right. So type yes for OK. And we don't need to add another user, so it's no. Right, I think that's almost it. We don't need to change anything else. And would you like to make any minor final modifications? Which I don't think we do. And we're going to reboot. And in the meantime, quickly take out USB stick. Right, so we're booting up from the hard drive with hopefully MidnightBSD installed. I say hopefully because I've had issues in the past before. I think I remember last time, the last review of 3.14, I think it didn't do it properly, so we'll see. And I'm going to let this go in real time. It doesn't take too long. It's not so bad. So, right. It seems to be stuck. So, that's a fantastic start. So, we'll reboot again from the hard drive and see if it does it a second time. I don't know why it's stuck. It seems to be getting a bit further now. That's weird. Don't know why it's stuck there. Stuck at the keyboard selection. I have no idea. Right, so we're into the, which I think is a fantastic little first boot little script. You can put your package mirror that you'd like to download everything from. So I'm going to choose UK. Would you like to report your install via BSD stats? Not this time, no. Would you like to install Ravenports? It's an alternative package manager. You can use it alongside the usual imports or instead of it. It's quite flexible. So I'm going to choose yes. So it's downloading, I will presume, everything it needs. And yeah, I don't need to fast forward this. Would you like to enable a graphic environment? Yes, I would. And it's installing something, I hope. Grabbing the latest import index. Right, would you like to activate a monthly reporting in periodic.conf? No, I don't think so. Would you like to activate reporting on reboot? No. I know it says default is no, but I like to type in no. Do you wish to install DRM Kmod for AMD or Intel GPUs? No, because I've got it's an old NVIDIA card, but it should do. It's an NVIDIA 710, I think. Do you want to install NVIDIA GPU driver? Yes, I would. I would like to do 470. And that should be it. It says start, blah, 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 blah. Please restart to enable graphical login. Okay, that's fine. I'll do that. Hopefully it works. Like I say, in previous versions, I've had issues with it not starting. But we'll see. Right, so there's usual boot menu. It's always a feeling of anticipation when you're using MidnightBSD. So let's see if it works. Or will it stick at that? No, it's past that now. I don't know what happened before, why it stuck there before. That's really odd. I'm just going to let it see if it starts up. You know, I don't think it's going to do. No, it's not automatically gone into graphical login, which is a shame. So, manually log in and start X, and not found. So I don't think that the old graphic layer's been downloaded. Let's have a look. So let's KLD stat. Yeah, there's no NVIDIA being loaded up. So, yeah, the script didn't do what it should have done. It downloaded some stuff, but not what it needed. So let's have a look. Let's import, install Xorg, which we've had to do before. And, oh dear, package failed hash verification. Oh, for goodness sakes. Okay. So what do we do now? Test the internet to make sure. Well, the internet's working. So I have no idea what that error means. It probably means it's unable to fetch the package, but I don't know why. All right then, let's grab a new index. Oh, well, like package tree to make sure it's got the latest versions, and we will search for what we need to make sure it's still there. Yep, there's Xorg, so we should technically be able to download it. So import install Xorg. Error. Marvelous. So, you know, I'm just going to restart the entire install process again. Right, so much of this I'm just going to fast forward again because we've already been down this road and see it again in real time. So we're going to get to where we were before. I'll show you if I make a difference in selection of something, okay? I'll see if I'll slow everything down and show you what I made. Right, so and with this particular one, this particular time, I'm going to choose the default MK shell. I don't know if it makes a difference. I usually choose SH, but we'll see. And we're on to the package mirror, so I'm going to choose US, because I mean, last time I chose UK, that might have been a problem. So the change this time is going to be US. Hopefully it makes a difference. It shouldn't, but I don't understand. Anyway, would you like to report your install? No. Would you like to install Ravenports? Yes. And we'll fast forward again. Do you wish to enable a graphic environment? And do you know what I think? Yes. I don't know. I think there's some great ideas here, but I think some of them, it's not. I don't know. I don't want it to be me. They're not implemented as best as they could be. I'm not a developer, so I don't know. But I'm just speaking as a user. It's a real shame that sometimes it fails when it doesn't need to. So we're just going to fast forward all the downloads. It's going to download loads of stuff. Oh dear, I don't know what happened to the option to do install DRMK mod, but hopefully that works out. And do you want to install, which is interesting because I think, I'm just going to try something. It says, do you wish to install NVIDIA GPU? I'm just going to put yes. Let's see what happens. It should catch the mistake and then perhaps restart the script. Just going by that first one, it says unexpected operator. So maybe if you put the wrong answer in it should restart it. If it's not in the option of what you can choose, no, 340, 390, 470. No, it didn't. It just it accepted it. So you could put any gobbledygook. Well, that could be a problem then. We'll see. Yeah, hasn't downloaded Xorg, so I don't. Yeah. Okay, let's manually do this because I want my little graphical environment, and it's great. I think having a script, but if there's no error catching, it can capture someone's gobbledygook answer. No, it's not much good. Yeah, so it's downloading Xorg this time. So I wonder if changing to from the UK to the US mirror made the difference because nothing else has changed. So I'll fast forward to the next bit, and yeah. So let's have a search for XFCE. Yep, it's definitely got it. I'm double checking now because I don't trust it. So we'll install. We'll search XFCE goodies. Oh, no, it's not called that, is it? It's called XFCE4. You'd think it was called XFCE. Just goodies. Anyway, that's there. So I can install XFCE. If I can spell it properly. Good golly. XFCE and XFCE4 goodies. We'll get there eventually. And Firefox, because we need to do a bit of browsing. Is all good? I think so. Well, it's definitely better than it was. It seems to be cracking on, so we'll get fast forwarding again. It's not but fast forwarding in this video. Right. All done? Yep, let's have a look. Oh, no, we've got an error. Package failed hash. Oh, no, not again. And what was that for? That was for Firefox. Firefox 111, so it's a little bit out of date. Didn't seem to better find it, so... Oh. Do you know, I get a headache with this. Shall we just try again? And it's doing it now. It just seems to fail. It's not my internet. It's it's not particularly fast, but it's quite reliable. Right, so we're finished now, are we? Okie doke. So let's have a look if it's got X in it. RC. Yay. Well, that's a good sign then. And it's got entries for Lumina. It's got entries for Lumina. Oh, I mean, yes. I haven't looked at that for ages. I'll have to make a new video on that. Don't think it's getting developed still, but I could be wrong. And WMaker, Start XFCE. Yeah. So, okay, let's try Start X. And because it's in the entry in the X in the RC, it should pick up XFCE, which it does. There you go. Well, at least we got a desktop. Oh, good grief. Plugin Power Management plugin expectedly left the panel. Do you want to restart it? Yes. And it's done it again. So I'll try yes again. Yeah, it's done it again. So that's it. Just get rid of it. All right then. So we're a bit of a shaky start, but we got there. Usual XFCE. They got some you know, basic entries. The only thing that we've added is Firefox, which we'll have a look. It's an old version of Firefox, but it should do. No, it seems to be happening, so that's okay. Do you know, I'm not surprised. Let's have a look. We're going to do it manually and see what the problem is. Oh, forgot the F. Firefox. And it says X can be to do good. Libicu. Oh, not found. Oh, that's just great. You would have thought it would have installed it automatically, but it hasn't. All right then. Okay then. Well, all right. The Firefox isn't working, so let's try installing something else. I'm using imports now. I'll have a look at Ravenports in a bit. So import search. Okay. Well, let's spell Libreoffice, and it doesn't pick that up either. Wonderful. Well, I don't seem to be getting anywhere fast, so let's have a look at Ravenports. So it's just cd raven. You don't have to do this as a command, but I just want to show you where it is, where it resides. So it's in the Raven directory, and all the commands that you want are in sbin. And all the commands you want, there's only one, and it's Raven SW. So /Raven SW, and it gives you a few options there. I've not really used it that much, so this is a new thing for me. So let's have a look at Raven SW help. That's not bad. There's quite a lot of options. It does say you can use this alongside imports. It's not like, say, for instance, package and ports in FreeBSD where you really shouldn't mix precompiled and ones that you do yourself. These two can complement each other on here, so because they're both both packages, and I think that they actually downloaded different directories, so as not to mix. Right, so let's have a look. Raven SW search Xorg, and yeah, it's picked up a lot of different choices there. And let's have a look at LibreOffice. Yes, so it's got it in Ravenports, but not in imports. Okay, and that's a weird name, LibreOffice -single-standard. Strange, but then again, anything that's strange in here, I'm not surprised. So let's have a look at installing LibreOffice single standard. And of course it will download this. There's a lot to pull down, so I'm going to leave it at that and fast forward. Right, it's finished. Let's have a look if it's installed. So there's nothing under Office. Okay, I'll give you a moment or two to populate the menu. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to log out and log back in to see if that refreshes the menu. So we'll start X and go back into XFCE. Let's have a look again. No. Okay, well, does that mean it didn't install or what? Okay. Just checking under different things so it hasn't appeared anywhere else where it shouldn't. Okay, so I wonder if because it installs under its own... Yeah, it's not under there either. I was wondering if because it installs under Ravenports, it hasn't detected it on this, so that could be it. I suppose I could use the symlink. Let's see if I can create a document. No, it doesn't even register the document type. So that's brilliant, excellent, wonderful. So having a look in, where are we? Good grief, I find it. No, it's not in user local bin. And if we put lowwriter, of course it won't find it. That's why it's not appeared in the menu. And just having a check to make sure it's not under any other name. So if we have a look in actual Ravenports, there we go, Raven, bin. See, I don't like this. I don't like this separation of it. It overcomplicates things. I'm old-fashioned that way. I like the structure of FreeBSD and the user local bin. Oh, there we go. I think there's Libreoffice and there's lowwriter. Yes, okay. And you can't click on it like that, which is great. Okay, let's open a terminal. I will have to manually /lowwriter. Now it works. What a palaver. I'm not overly impressed by that. And of course it's LibreOffice and it seems to work all right. And we put the obligatory hello. And we'll make it bigger. There we go. Yeah, I can't say that was great, but hey, you know, at least it works. I don't like the fact it's in Raven bin, because that to me it just it doesn't feel like FreeBSD or FreeBSD based. I don't know, is that just me? It does seem to go against what the structure that we're used to in FreeBSD is. And the fact like you've split it into two different directories, it seems Linuxy to me. It's like something you get in a Linux distribution where you've got the deb repositories and snap things, whatever they call them. Well, you know, I don't want to be mean to it because I know that the developer worked hard on it, but still, MidnightBSD really does feel it's got a dual personality. On one hand, it wants to be good; the other hand, it fails it. So, as such, I'll give it 2 out of 5 nuggies. It's got some great ideas. There is potential there. There really is potential. The fact that you've got a little script at the beginning that asks you to choose your mirror, which doesn't obviously give you the best choice when you choose one, and the GPU, and if you make mistakes, it doesn't capture the mistake and it just proceeds not to install what you need, anything. And the developer is very approachable. He does answer your questions or take your suggestions. But unfortunately, that's about all I can actually say is good at the moment. I mean, many of the issues that I found in this were perhaps new, but some of them were kind of existing since the last version of 3.14. I can't remember the ins and outs of what it was, but I mean, there were 1 or 2 other reviews and they also came to the same conclusion. I got a bit further with my install last time, and it, yeah. I mean, if you want it to be a desktop FreeBSD based OS, like for instance GhostBSD, you have to get the install. You have to get the. I'm going to hold your hand doing everything. You have to get the install. You have to get down pat. You need to get it sorted. Otherwise, people are going to give up on it. New users are going to think, crikey, I'm using this. And I don't want to besmirch the effort that's gone into this. I really don't. And that's why I keep trying it. Hopefully that one release is going to work. Because I want it to work. I mean, we have the base FreeBSD, and that's a wonderful OS. It's a bare bones. You install it, and it goes smoothly. You can put on top of it whatever you want. But if you don't want to do that, and you want a ready-to-go out-the-box system, GhostBSD and NomadBSD, they've got everything down to a fine art. They know exactly what they're doing, and they get it done. I feel like MidnightBSD, it wants to be the same, but for some reason, and I understand, you know, you want to keep it as an independent project, but you've got to collaborate. If say, for instance, you're having a hard time, you've got to reach out and ask. Just ask. Ask Eric at GhostBSD and ask the fellas at NomadBSD, you know, how can I do this? Have you got any hints? And they'll help you without ruining your own identity or what you want this MidnightBSD to be. Anyway, got a little rant there. Imports is very limited and a very small selection. There's nothing there. I mean, Firefox is old. There was no LibreOffice, which is not good. If you want any kind of software, you're going to have to go down the Ravenports, and that adds a layer of confusion, which is the next point. You're installed into a separate directory. Well, that might be a great idea for some, but I like everything to be user local bin. I mean, if it's installed in user local bin, one thing, and then you want to install something else in Raven's SB, nice. No. And XFCE doesn't know what to do. It's like, well, I have no idea. Not good. The install process was unreliable. I don't know how that works. So, it didn't really install properly. I mean, you give me an option where the scripts don't detect human user error, or even when you actually put it in perfectly and you choose one mirror, you give it 3 mirrors, US, UK, or Japan, and you thought, I'll choose a UK. Oh, sorry, wrong choice, buddy. It's like, what? Okay, so I'll choose the US on the second one, and even on the US one, it decided to time out. I presumably it was time out on the US one. I have no idea. What? No, it's just. I mean, what if you were downloading from, say, for instance, the African continent? Would you choose? Which one would you choose? UK, America, or Japan? It needs to be more mirrors. There needs to be more reliable download source. Well, I don't know. It's all right for me to say all this, I suppose, but put it into practice. If you've got limited funds and availability, I suppose it's a different issue. So what next? There's no error catching in the install scripts, like I said. It's if you might say, for instance, you might type it in and your finger slips. You know, perhaps you put a hash or a comma at the end where you didn't mean to press it, and then you press enter, and you know, away you go. And you didn't realise. You think you just typed it up nicely and you put the correct answers, and you get to the end where nothing happens because it's not caught your error. Perhaps a little user error detection might be good. Say, for instance, you put like in the second example, I put yes instead of choosing no, 370 or 390 and 470 or whatever it was for the NVIDIA drivers. It should have said, sorry, I don't understand that, please try again, and then relisted it. Something like that would add a layer of user friendliness, and maybe that might be something to look for, to consider. I mean, I don't know. I'm just a user. I'm just someone who reviews this, and I see an OS which has great potential because it's fast. I've got to admit that when it actually installs and everything's got there, you have a very usable, very fast OS. I mean, it's really fast. I mean, XFCE is quick anyway, but FreeBSD is quick. But MidnightBSD rides along with that. It's not sluggish. Do you know, I just feel frustration and slight disappointment. I'm not going to give up on MidnightBSD. Every time you get a major version, say for instance, the next version is 3.3 or whatever, I'm going to go try and I'll review it. But I don't expect things to have changed. And that is so frustrating. If a lot of people try MidnightBSD and it's not working for them, then you get a reputation. And however good, one version might think, it's absolute brilliant. Everything is it's so smooth. People are going to be like, no, I'll try that, mate. It don't work. I'm not going to try that one. So you lose out. You need to get the quality control. You need to get the attention to detail to the final version. I mean, making videos is nothing like making an OS, for goodness sake. I mean, I know that. But there's plenty of times when I've finished a video and it's been a bit rough, or the sound's awful, or the video doesn't look good, or the texts are all over the place, or whatever it is. And I could just say, sorry, I'll just release it. But you can't do that because people are going to think, it's video. I mean, you probably already think that anyway, like video sucks. But you think, it sounds awful. If I do 2 or 3 videos and the sound is awful, it's probably awful in this one, but the video is awful, or whatever it is, and I don't address that. It's say, for instance, I get valid criticism, and I don't address that, and I keep on releasing a video with the same problems, people are going to give up. They're going to go elsewhere. They're going to think, you're never going to change. And say, like, in 6 months' time, I release a video, and it's, it's perfect production value. I look great in it, which I never do, but, let's say, for instance, I look great. And everything is just so smooth. It's like no one's going to be watching because the reputation of the videos has preceded it. And I think the danger of MidnightBSD is the same thing. The danger is that you're going to get a reputation of it not working. It never works, so why bother? And I really do implore a developer. I mean, he's a nice chap, you know what I mean? He's approachable. I implore him just to perhaps please either reach out and collab with some of the others or get some people more involved, or I don't know. You know, it's just... Anyway, I'll say thanks for watching. If you like this video, then please consider giving it a thumbs up. Share, that really helps as well. Leave a comment and consider subscribing because that really does help. But, you know, at the very least, give it a thumbs up and that lets YouTube algorithm know that we exist and therefore, you know, it promotes us a little bit and that really helps. Anyway, thanks for watching and I'll catch you next time.